Peace and prosperity, everyone. This is Nadira, aka Coach Nadi. And today I want to talk to you about something that's very near and dear to my heart, something that I experiment with at various times in my life. I've been doing it for years, actually, since I was a little girl and up until adulthood. And that one thing is called fasting. Okay. I've tried different things like intermittent fasting, where you eat at certain time frames during the day. I've also fast where I'm just eating or just drinking smoothies. I fasted on just liquids or juices and for various different reasons. Some of them were reasons having to do with the body, losing weight, aesthetics, and so forth and so on. And lately, they have become more spiritual. So the reasons for fasting are spiritual reasons. However, when you fast, there's always going to be a physical transformation that takes place because that's just what happens when you fast. One of the last times I fasted, I think it was in 2019, I actually ventured out and did an 11-day water only fasting, an 11-day pure distilled water fast. And to be honest with you, I think that that was the biggest accomplishment of my entire life. The reason why is because there was just a change on all levels of being, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. But just going without food for a period of 11 days, and I don't mean intermittent fasting, I mean every day waking up, drinking water, having no food, substance. Didn't have any vitamins or anything like that, just straight water, and it was distilled water at that. I think that was one of the biggest accomplishments of my life, to be honest with you. And I just want to share some of the thoughts and also share my experiences with fasting. And the reason why I'm doing so now, because we're approaching the time where collectively the Islamic community, the Muslim people, are going to be doing a 30-day fast for Ramadan. And the type of fast that they do is, in my opinion, called intermittent fasting. So basically, you wake up in the morning time before the sun rises and you have breakfast. And then in the evening at sunset, you have dinner. In my opinion, that's called intermittent fasting. So it's still a form of a fast, and it's still very challenging if you're a person who's used to snacking all day, or if you're a person who follows the traditional American standard diet. It's still very, very challenging, and it's still very, very healing. For me, I think that I've graduated from that level, and I'm actually venturing to do another water fast, extended water fast, and I'll explain to you why. But I want to talk to you about fasting and some of the different things that you go through when you fast, okay? So the first thing that happens when you fast, you go into a psychological breakdown. I know that people may feel like it's a physical thing because you're not eating any food, but it's really psychological. So the first thing that happens is that your mind is like jolted. Like, you wake up in the morning, and if you're used to waking up in the morning eating, especially, it's like, okay, I'm not eating. So the mind begins to play these tricks on you, okay? And because the mind and the gut is very much intertwined, if not intertwined completely, then you get a signal of hunger, okay? So you start to get the juices in your stomach start to become active. Your stomach starts to growl. There's a chemical, I believe it's called gurgling in your stomach, which causes you to be hunger. But it's psychological first. So during the day, mostly I would say that you're going through a psychological challenge, okay, where you're having to constantly remind yourself that the body can do without food for a certain amount of a period of time, okay? So it's psychological. Emotionally, a lot of people, and this was true for me, begin to have emotional I don't want to say breakdowns, but it could be breakdowns for some people, but they start to have emotional eruptions when they begin to fast. Some people, I remember even, and I'll tell you about my experience, but some people become very aggravated and they become what's called hangry, angry. Some people become depressed. Some people get a feeling of elation where they just have so much energy. For me, when I did my extended fast, I experienced a lot of sadness. I was able to let a lot of sadness go. I think when I did that water fast by like day 4, I would just wake up in the morning and like tears were just flowing from my eyes. And because I didn't feel sadness, I had to sink into that experience and really ask myself what's going on. And different things from my childhood would come up, and I would process those things. And I realized that a lot of the things that we put in our mouth, or a lot of our eating patterns, are definitely attached to our emotional aspect of ourselves. And that is a great way to heal. Okay, that is a great way to heal. There's this thing in metaphysics called chemicalization. And chemicalization basically is when a spiritual thought meets a mental thought, okay? And they go through this type of um, churning, I would say, a churning. And that churning squeezes out some things. It squeezes out some things. It has some things to rise up. It's uncomfortable, what have you. And eventually, one of those things win. Either the spiritual thing wins, the healing wins, or either the person diverts back into the past experience or the lesser dominant thought. So in my case, when I would have these different emotional eruptions that came up, what I did was I journaled them down. I wrote down what I was thinking about, what the memory was, and what it brought up for me. And I put it into prayer, and I asked for healing in that area. And I would say from that past experience, that was in 2019, that those things were healed. So this is a great way for you to heal emotionally. Like if there are things, different memories or things like that that are entrapped in your cells, because that happens, emotional traumas and things like that get entrapped in your cells. Memories that are lodged into your mind are there, but these things come up when you fast, especially when you do a water fast. So this is a great way to heal if you are on the path of spiritual healing. Water fasting is a great way to do that. Another thing that happens with the body is that a lot of people fast because, okay, they want to lose weight or they're trying to lose weight quick or whatever. But I would definitely say that fast is not a great way for long-term weight loss. It is temporary. And this is someone who's been in the health and fitness industry for 20 years and who've experimented with all kinds of diets. It is a way for you to temporarily lose weight, but it's not a long-term weight loss, okay? Unless you continue the cycle of fasting, meaning if you do something extreme like I did, which wasn't for physical purposes, but if you say, for instance, you do a water fast and you get off the fast, the next day you're going to gain 2 to 3 pounds. So if you wanted to lose that 2 to 3 pounds again, you would have to incorporate some type of fasting into the next day. It could either be a intermittent fast or another water fast, what have you. And some people live like this. So people who decide to lose a lot of weight and they don't want to go a route of like surgery or any of those other types of extreme weight loss surgical procedures, they strive to something like water fasting or intermittent fasting, and that's how they live their life. And honestly speaking, I think that we overemphasize the need for food in our society. So people who do that, my hats go off to them. If that's how they're living their life and they're healthy, I say great. As opposed to doing something as dramatic as like a cosmetic surgery or something like that. But anyway, physically, you lose weight in your body because there's something at a cellular level that's happening. And that cellular level activity is called a cellular detox. So basically, all of the different chemicals or toxins that were in the system are being excreted out of the body through the process of urination. If you're one of those people who decide to exercise when you fast, it's being excreted out through your sweat, your skin. And a lot of people go through a change in bowel movement when you're fasting. The reason why is because your digestive organs are resting. But when you do have a bowel movement or release, then a lot of stuff comes out of the gut tract. So you lose weight, of course, but you also are detoxing at a cellular level. So this is a great time to speak to your body. It's a great time to speak to the cells of your body for prayer, if you're into that, for breath work, for massage therapy, and things like that, because you're creating new cells. So you want these cells to be very, very strong, healthy, vibrant cells. There's another thing that's called autophagy, which happens when you're doing a extended fast, especially a water fast or something like that. And autophagy basically is cells turning themselves over, and really, it may sound scary, but it's really, the cells dying. Okay, so basically, toxic cells, cells that are weakened, cells that you don't need, begin to die off. Okay, and it may sound scary, but it's actually a good thing. A lot of people also say that autophagy is self-eating. It's when the body eats itself, and that's pretty much what it is. So if you're not producing any food through the mouth to go into the digestive system to break down and to eat, then the body does what's natural, and it begins to eat away at the debris that is not being used. So you know how they say survival of the fittest, only the fit cells will survive. The weak cells will definitely be eaten and definitely be discarded. And this is great, to be honest, because we have a lot of cells in our body that are toxic. And honestly speaking, there are some cells in your body that aren't even really doing anything. So they don't really have anywhere to go. They're just kind of there hanging out. And those cells, the toxic ones, and the ones that are just kind of hanging out will go. And the strong, vibrant cells will survive, and you will create new cells. So that's why when you see people who've done long, extended fast, what happens is you see a change in their skin complexion. Some people begin to say that they get more mental clarity. I know that definitely happened to me after like day 5, day 6. I was like in a period of just complete clarity, and I was able to actually finish a written product that I was working on. So it happens, and it just depends on how much toxicity you have in your body. It's going to determine your fasting experience. So when I'm fasting, because I am a student of metaphysics, I like to use and I like to take up affirmations and denials. So the first thing I like to do is do denials, because for me, fasting is a form of denial. It's a form of self-denial. So what I do when I'm fasting, I'll take a denial and I'll repeat that denial to myself throughout the day while I'm drinking water and flushing my system out. And the denial could be something as simple as there is no truth in poverty, there is no truth in sickness. And I would say I release sickness, I release poverty. Mind you, now I'm healthy as far as I know, thank God. But you never know what's going on in your body. So when you take up a fast, if there's anything going on in your body, it will self-correct itself. So I'll just take that denial into my mind. I'll speak it, and I'll drink my water, and I'll go through my day. I'll do my breath work and things like that. On my extended 11-day water only fast in 2019, I did not do any working out, because that was the first time that I only drank water and fast. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to work out, and I'm a workout fanatic, but I decided not to work out, to just do what I had to do, which was I still had to go to work, and my work is very physical. I'm a massage therapist. I train clients and things like that. I still cook for my family. I have a very big yard. I still cut my yard and things like that. So I still do all of those physical things, but I just didn't put any more stress on the body by going to train. When I did my 5-day lemon water fast, I did work out, and I didn't have any problems working out. I actually felt really good. Um, that's my stomach. If you can hear it, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but that's my stomach. I am actually on day 2 of my water fast. I was gonna say that for last, but because my stomach is interrupting this video, and if you hear it, I just want you to know that's my stomach. So I'm going to be doing an extended water only fast again, and I'm leaving it open to put lemon in my water. And the reason I'm leaving it open to put lemon in my water because I've only completed a 11-day water fast, and this time I'm planning to do a 21-day water fast. And because I don't know how my system is going to take to that, I'm giving myself that segue to add lemon or add lime to my water. So if you hear my stomach throughout this video, I'm water fasting. So I don't remember what I was saying, but anyway, fasting is a great way for you to get in touch with your body. I have never been able to feel and hear my heart and actually see my heart beating, except for the time that I was doing the 11-day water fast. Basically, I had lost some weight. I think I lost about 21 pounds on the 11-day water fast, and I was so connected with my body and my breathing that I saw, like when I looked down at my chest, I saw like my heart beating, and I was able to feel the vibration, moving my body, and it was just a very good experience. There's a lot more to be discussed in fasting, but I don't want to overwhelm you with all that information right now. I think what I'm going to do is, as the days goes on, I'm going to just let Spirit lead me and share what Spirit wants me to share with you regarding fasting, because there's so much when it comes to the body, when it comes to energy, when it comes to health, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to physical fitness that I can share with you when it comes to fasting. But I'm going to take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and journal. And if there's something that I think is of value for you to know about fasting, then I'll share those things with you. So today is just an introduction video about fasting and about some of my experiences with fasting. And I think that you should try it. So even if you don't celebrate Ramadan or any of those things, you can use this period as a time to put yourself on a fast, see how your fast goes. If you want to do an intermittent fast, I'll tell you how the Muslims are doing their fasting before sunrise in the morning. I think it's which is 6:30 a.m. Well, with the time change or whatever, it's like 7 a.m. You just get up in the morning, have breakfast like you normally would, and all throughout the day you don't have anything. So the Muslims don't even drink water until sun sets, and then you have your meal. Some people take it overboard, I've seen, and they just eat like crazy after they break the fast, and to me that's like not really fasting. So anyway, it's up to you. So that's one way you can fast like that, or you can do what's called intermittent fasting and just wake up in the morning, have your coffee. Like I normally just have coffee in the morning, and then pick a time to eat. And when I traditionally in my day-to-day life, I'm an intermittent faster. So I have coffee, in the morning, and then I'll eat between like 3 and 5 p.m. That's the time that I eat. And that works for me. And there's like no snacking or anything like that in between. If I'm up late, because right now I'm in school, so if I'm up late, like going on 10 p.m., I might have some fruit or something like that, or a protein supplement, like a protein shake, like around 8 or 7, if I really feel like I need to have something, and if I train hard that day. So you can choose a time. You can choose your food source. I've been everything from a vegan to octo-vegetarian to a pescatarian to a paleo dieter. I've done a paleo diet, and recently in 2020 I've experimented with the very popular keto diet, and I'll probably explain about those particular diets and how they affect the body, or how they affected my body, in another video. So, or you can do like me and you can just do a water only fast. Maybe you decide to add lemon or lime to your water. It's great. You can do a coconut water fast. You can do a smoothie fast. But I challenge you to really limit your food intake, because there's so much wealth in there's so many benefits. I would say benefits to not stuffing yourself, not eating all day, and just really allowing your digestive system a time to rest. Okay? And recharge your system, recharge your mind, reboot your body, all that great stuff. This is Nadira, aka Coach Nadi. First video about fasting. Have a beautiful day. Talk to you soon.